Hello, my name is Iancu, and I will introduce you to the engineering services that Biobase Europe pilot plant has to offer. I said we are part of Biobase Europe pilot plant, and here at Biobase, almost from the start of our company, we decided to design and build our own piloting installations because we saw that what we needed was not really available in the market, and that the design knowledge of designing these sterile fermentation installations was not completely there. So we built our own installations, and I think it's also important to mention that we also operate these. So you're constantly able to learn from your operational colleagues what works, what doesn't work, what can be done better in a future iteration, and so on. And also important to mention is that being part of the Biobase Europe pilot plant, we can also lean back on all this process knowledge that we have. So we really understand fermentation processes, know how they work, and that means that when designing installations, we can also fine-tune them to your process so that it's really tailor-made and that you only build and pay what you need. So we know where to cut corners and where you shouldn't cut corners. What is our mission? So we had all this experience here designing our own installations, and we said, okay, why not leverage this experience to also help our customers when building their own demonstration and production plant after they had a successful piloting run. So really to help these companies grow further up to a point where they have a production plant and they can make profit of their product. Another aspect of our mission is that we also help companies that already have a production plant and experience some difficulties concerning cleanability, sterility, or they want to improve the production output. And also here we can assist these companies. Now, I have here the typical phasing of an engineering project. We start with the feasibility study, then we go to basic and detailed engineering, implementation, and delivery. And at Biobase, so with engineering services, we can offer support during the whole project, so both feasibility study, commissioning, and anything in between. But here, it's important to mention we try to focus on the biotech part. So really on the sterile design, on the fermentation, on the DSP equipment. We're not a typical EPC company where you say, okay, come to us and we'll build you the whole package. We focus and we do what we are strong at. And then we recommend our customers to work with a local partner for civil, for piping, for electrical wiring, and so on. I don't have time during this webinar to go through the whole project, but I wanted to focus on a few things. And first is during the feasibility study, the importance of having a good basis of design. And this means that you start with the correct assumptions, and assumptions like production scale, like fermentation strategy. How do I do the DSP? Do I do it continuously? Do I do it batch-wise? How large are the batches? What are the regulatory requirements? What are the quality requirements? Things like that. And this is important because you will carry these decisions along with you during the whole engineering project. And it is here that you can have a large impact on your CapEx, on your cost structure. By designing a more efficient installation that is smaller, you can save a lot of money while still meeting your production target. So it's important to get this right before doing the rest of the project. And this is also where we have a lot of experience here at Biobase because we have all this process knowledge, because we have knowledge of all kinds of DSP strategies, of fermentation strategies, what are the benefits of those. So here we can really help you achieve an optimal plant design before you do the rest of the engineering. Another thing I wanted to mention during the basis engineering is the importance of piloting, and piloting to a scale that is as close as possible to the target production scale. And that is because you can predict some things using simulations, using results from small scale, but it's living organisms that you're dealing with, so it's difficult to completely predict how they will behave on a certain scale, how the OTR will be exactly. And this can save you money in the long run, because if you remove uncertainties with piloting, you can lower your design margins. And this way, piloting, let's say, pays itself back, or even more than that, because you design again a plant that is more tailor suited for your project, and you don't design too much overhead, too much design margins, which in the end might prove not to be needed. A last thing here I want to touch about is the importance of proper equipment selection, and that is because half sterile does not exist. Either you have a sterile process or you have a non-sterile process, and it can come to bite you in the end if you say, okay, but sir, it is not really that important. If it proves to be a problem, it is very difficult to make a non-sterile installation sterile. And furthermore, if you know again where to cut corners, a sterile installation does not need to be much more expensive than a non-sterile installation. So also here we can help you achieve a CapEx-friendly sterile installation, so that you can rest assured that your production will go smoothly. So this was it. I'm afraid my time is up. But if you want more information on where we can assist, not only during feasibility and basic engineering, but also during the other phases of the project, please reach out to Tanya or to business development. Thank you very much.